Hi everyone, this video follows the one that visually presented the ReelRidge React application. In a few words, it's a small React application that uses data from the TMDB API. The user can check upcoming movies in cinemas, search the TMDB database for a particular title, and save it to a watch later list only if it is registered and logged in. This video will present the code base for the client app. Alright, so first thing I did was to create a React app. I used Vite this time because it spins up the development server and reflects files updates faster than Create React app. Also, it has some other benefits like improved build performance and provides out-of-the-box support for TypeScript, JSX, CSS, and more. Next step was to install packages that I was going to use in the project. So if we go to package.json, we see that I have installed several packages like Material UI, Redux Toolkit, Axios Express, React Query, React Router DOM, and Swiper, which I have used for creating a slider. Also, some of the packages that I have installed have type support, and they are saved in the dev dependencies right here. The app structure looks like this. Just to go very quickly through the structure, I have a test folder where I will have my code tested, an API folder where I deal with Redux code like the store, Redux hooks, and app features with their slices. Assets folder from where I export icons, logos, or images. Components folder where obviously all React components reside. Hooks, these are custom hooks. Layouts, I use this folder to organize layouts files that shape the display of the app. Pages, this folder gathers page components like upcoming page, login page, watch later page, etc. Routes, in this folder I have the routes defined and the logic for accessing them based on authentication. The styles folder, as the name says, hosting files that help style the application. Types, this folder is meant to help in centralizing type support. And finally, utilities folder, just in case I need it. Alright, so first thing I usually do is to create the pages and the routes. So here are the pages. This is the landing page, the upcoming page. Then we have watch later, search, register, login, and of course 404. And here are the routes. In this file, I have two arrays, one for protected routes and one for public routes. And if we go to app.tsx, we can see the router here. Also, I have a component for redirecting the user to the login page if it needs to access a protected route and it is not logged in. All right. Second is to define the styles, the layouts, and any media related components like icons or logos. So if we go to styles, I have a reset sheet here, which basically resets the browser styles, and This is basically the main file for the styles, for styling the app, where I define the colors, typography, breakpoints, and so on. And this is the layout component for the pages. Okay, so now let's take the landing page and see what's going on in the code. So this is the landing page. We have three components here: the layout component, and then two main components. This is the section title, which is basically this one here, and this is another component, upcoming provider, which basically fetches the data for the page. So let's go to each of them. Typography, section title. This is a styled material UI component, which takes a title prop. And now let's go to movies providers and to upcoming provider. So here's where the fun starts. Basically, it imports everything it needs, and I use a custom hook to get these variables. Here you can find the custom hook here. Use upcoming movies. It imports the components from the Redux store. So upcoming movies, active slide, upcoming movies, page number, upcoming movies. So if you go to API and features, upcomings, this is the function that gets the makes a call to the backend and gets the upcoming movies. And the payload is the page number, because on initial render you just get like 20 movies, and if we want to load more, we just need to hit this button, load more button, and it gets the next 20 entries. All right. And this is the slice for setting the movies. Okay. This is a side effect. Basically, it dispatches set upcoming movies by taking this data parameter. The main two components in upcoming provider are these two here, movie and poster slider, which we can see them here. This is the movie component, and this is the posters slider. So let's go to each of them. This is the movie component, and it takes two props, movies and active slide, and basically displays the title, release date, rating, votes, and overview. So title, release date, rating, votes, and a description. And now let's go to poster slider. which basically it's a swiper component, right? You can install it from here, npm install swiper, right? Which this swiper basically wraps the slides, which is this component. So we map through movies and we return the slides. And it has a child component, the slide actions one, which is right here. And in the app is this one right here on the gray background. Basically now we are not logged in, and if we do log in, we're redirected to watch later page. But if we go to upcoming, we will see that this button appears here, and we can add the movie. And if the movie is added, we are prompted with this status saved. All right. Also, this component renders these child components, like the add button or the remove button if we are on the watch later page, right? So this one here, and we can check them in the components under buttons. So button add, this is the component. Login if we are not logged in and we want to access a protected route, and the remove button. All right, so now let's open DevTools and see what's going on here. So let's refresh the page. Oh, we're on watch later page. Let's go to upcoming. This is the landing page. Right, so let's refresh it again. And I just left the console.log for each component just to see how they render. So like button render, go to upcoming page render, and so on. Right, so now let's open Redux DevTools and see what's going on. Let's refresh this, go to Redux. So this is the initial state. We are not logged in, so is logged in as false. Username is stranger. When we log in, this will change, and this one also. And we have this information here for the upcoming page, which are active slide upcoming movies. This is currently 0, and this is the data that we are fetching from the TMDB API. So initially this was an empty array, and now it's populated with these entries here. Right, so if we scroll through the slider, we can see here that the active slide, upcoming movies is set to 1, create to 2. And if we are loading more movies, right? Let's look for the set upcoming movies, which is here. It basically appends 20 other movies to the original array. Right, so now let's go to inspect again. Let's refresh this. Where is it? Right here. And actually, if we use this Chrome extension, React Developer Tools, going to reload the page, and we can check the performance or the optimization of the app by going to Profiler. And let's do for this for the initial render. And here we can find information about the this is the initial render, information about the components, how they rendered, render duration, and what caused the render. Right, and if we go through here, we can see how this evolved. I mean, the commits. All right, let's delete this and move one slide. Actually, you have to profile this. So let's hit this button and now move through the poster slider. Stop it and maximize this. And here we can see what components we rendered and its cause and its duration. So what caused this update? Upcoming provider. Duration is 1 millisecond. If we go through these, we get some other information. And let's go to this one, which is has the highest duration, so 14.7 milliseconds. Basically, here the active slide changed, so it triggered a re-render of this component of the upcoming provider. Right. So I tried to optimize this as much as possible. For example, if I go to this custom hook, I wrapped these variables in use memo. I'm pretty new to Profiler, so I will probably, definitely take another look on how use memo affects the optimization of the application. All right, so this is pretty much the code base for the application. You can find the repo on my GitHub profile, and you can check more there. All right, so obviously this code can be improved. Also, I am planning to write tests for this code base, adding some new styles and new features for better user experience, and maybe some code splitting for better performance. This is basically a starting point upon which I will test, build, and experiment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.